off just some names really quick. I always do Eastern Conference first, so let's do a Western Conference player. Again, it doesn't matter. Let's do Luka Doncic, because he's kind of killing it right now in the NBA. Now, it's not going to be Luka Doncic, but we're just going to go with it, you know what I mean? Okay, so it's no one in the West, so that's a good telltale. And he's maybe like a combo guard, combo forward, and he's under 6'7", older than 23. Okay, so not in the West. See, the one time I don't start in the East, it's not there. So that's kind of funny. Let's see, someone in the East. Let's do DeMar DeRozan. How about that? DeMar DeRozan, one of my favorite players. He's kind of like a combo wing player. Oh, I don't know how to tell. Let's do Zach LaVine then, because I think DeMar's like 6'7", 6'8", so maybe that wouldn't help out as much. Okay. Oh, okay. So, sorry, I'm kind of just rambling off really quickly because I want to go through these. It is a player in the Central Division, not on the Bulls. He is 6'5", exactly on the dot. Number is under 8, but older than 23. Okay, so Central Division teams. So we have the Cavs, the Pacers. Who else is in there? Obviously Chicago. See, I think I said this before in one of my other videos, like the Central Division is like the worst team that I know. I don't know barely any teams in the Central Division. Well, let's do the Pacers. Okay, so Pacers, guard, maybe 6'5". Oh, he's older than 25, older than 27. Oh, he's an old guy who's 6'5" on the Pacers. I mean, it's not TJ Warren, but let me just get a look and see if I'm even right with the team. Okay, so it is the Pacers, okay. And he's a forward. Okay, so he's a forward who's older than, oh my god, he's older than TJ Warren. That's tough. Oh my goodness. I can't think of anyone. It's not obviously they're the guy they drafted last year, obviously, because he'd be younger than that. TJ Warren. And he's 6'5", so he's like a forward guard who's an old guy. This is gonna stump me. Wait, yeah, no, it's not Malcolm Brogdon. Is it? Because I think didn't like halfway through the season they signed Lance Stevenson. Let me see, he's even in the he is in the Type E thing. If he's in the Type E thing, I think it should be Lance Stevenson, right? Yes, sir. Oh my god. Wow. The only reason why I even thought about Lance is because I was just thinking about guards on Indiana, and I kept thinking about Lance Stevenson because he's only obviously, Paul George and blah, 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 but Lance Stevenson is the only player that when I think about Indiana, I think about, Paul George, Lance Stevenson, that team, so I totally forgot that he, re-signed with them. That's what just popped in my head randomly because I was thinking about Pacer players. Wow, that was lucky. Not bad, not bad. Okay, we got it in 4. Okay, so next sort of segment, if you want to call it that in this video, which this is kind of like a two-parter segment. Again, I do want to talk about the draft lottery, some of the playoff, because the first NBA conference game was yesterday as you guys are watching this video, but also today as you guys watch this video. It's going to be the Dallas Mavericks Golden State Warrior game. Kind of want to talk about that, but the first part of segment 2 is again some sort of a fan, if you want to call it a fan. I call it viewer interaction. I don't want to call it fan interaction because I don't see you guys as fans. You guys are just supportive of my channel. One of them was kind of a cool question from, or I guess topic from Alien Rampage. Asked who has the best young core in the league. They said and gave an example of the Golden State Warriors with Kuminga, Moody, Poole, and Wiseman. If they all can stay healthy. That's actually a really cool topic. Alien Rampage, cool name as well. Best young core. I think definitely for sure Warriors gotta give a shout out to them. I think of course those players can all be amazing, even of course with Jordan Poole once again a handful of years from now when Curry and Clay and Draymond are all done. If that core stays together, you can have some sort of, I don't want say resurrection of the Golden State Warriors because Poole, kind of like Curry, Kuminga defensively, kind of like Clay. Then you have a big down in the paint. Definitely not going to be like Draymond with Wiseman, but a big, a big kind of like Draymond. So you can kind of get the same thing with that Warrior group when the next sort of generation comes. So I think that is definitely a good one. Do I think it's the best? I think it's a good sort of core to have. I think Cleveland has a very talented group, obviously, with Garland, Mobley, Jared Allen, Isaac Okoro, Colin Sexton. They have a handful of guys who are very youthful, who have already shown a lot of success by themselves, not having like a league MVP with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, yada yada yada. So I think them is a really good one. And then obviously you got to give it to the Golden State Warriors with Ja and Bane, Jaren Jackson. Oh geez, who else? Pretty much their entire team are a bunch of young studs in today's NBA. So I think, yeah, for sure, Brandon Clark, another player. There's a handful of them on that team. I think Memphis also in the running. I think it also kind of has to be Memphis because of the success they have already had. I mean, if that team has a little bit more veteran leadership on the team next season, which I kind of cross my fingers that they do sign a couple of veterans for when they do have deep playoff runs. They have guys who sort of been in that moment, sort of can lead by example a little bit more, even though Memphis, had an injury with John Morant, so maybe they could have beaten Golden State, I don't know, but I think Memphis might take the cake for me just because of the success they've already had, plus the names they have on their team. It makes a lot of sense. And then, Pelicans are another one, obviously, with Zion, Ingram, still relatively young, you could say, Jackson Hayes, Herb Jones. They're going to get another really solid pick in this upcoming NBA draft, which again we're going to be talking about. So Pelicans are there, but I think in my opinion it has to be Memphis because of the success that they've already had. But yes, Warriors, very underrated. I think the next generation of Warrior basketball players, if you want to call them that, it's definitely in good hands. Yeah, again, if I do get more next time, I'll do more next time. I'm sure some other people have said, here's a topic or here's a topic. That's really the only one I can find right now. I don't really want to do like a huge deep dive because I kind of want to get this done and over with. But yeah, that's a cool topic. So that's another segment on this sort of series that we can do a little bit more of a viewer interaction. I think that could be a lot of fun. And now that leaves us with the sort of next part of the video, sort of the current events. You could call it that, maybe. I don't know. I'm still very much used to this, new to this. So the NBA draft lottery was yesterday, as you guys are watching this video, and it was definitely not as exciting as I thought it was gonna be. I thought there would have been a big time jump or a little bit more happening or going on, but it was relatively normal, which is okay. I mean, that's obviously the NBA draft lottery. I'm hoping for a fun draft night trades, some sort of big time upsets. With what I mean by that is by people going higher than what they should have been or could be. I think draft night could be a lot of fun with that, but the draft lottery went on, so the current lottery picks, we have Pelicans, oh my god, we have the Cavaliers at 14, Hornets at 13, Thunder at 12, 11 are the Knicks, 10, the Wizards, 9, the Spurs, 8, the Pelicans, 7, the Blazers, 6, the Pacers, 5, the Pistons, 4, the Kings, 3, the Rockets, 2, the Thunder again, and number 1, the Orlando Magic, which is actually the team I was kind of hoping to get the number 1 overall pick. I think that franchise definitely needs this, some sort of revitalization. They need a little bit of a pick-me-up because of many years of not really having a lot to look forward to. I think this is actually going to be a good time for the Orlando Magic to get that number 1 overall pick. I know obviously you guys can see what I'm wearing, what's behind me. Yes, obviously Portland was obviously hoping for at least a top 4 pick. I think they had a 40% chance of getting a top 4 pick, and I think they had a 9% chance at the number 1 overall pick. And it's really funny because Portland for a while had the 7th best odds where the Kings were at, and I said whoever gets the 7th pick I feel like has a chance to jump. And I said that, but it's the Kings who had the 7th best odds, and they jumped to top 4. So the Kings are the team that jumped into the top 4, getting the number 4 pick, pushing everyone down below them 1. So the Blazers now have the 7th pick instead of having the 6th pick. so hard. And obviously with, the whole Damian Lillard storyline of, will he stay, will he go? Blazers wanting to stay competitive, also with having Damian Lillard, and man, they got duped this season. They traded CJ McCollum for a first-round pick that was supposed to be for this year, but the Pelicans made the playoffs, so Portland doesn't even get that pick anymore. But at least they still have their own pick. But then that pick didn't even turn into anything. It turned into the 7th pick in the draft, which again isn't bad. The 7th pick could be, a player that could really be a really solid player. But again, when you're thinking about it on the timeline of Portland, this player has to be good now, but also be sustainable at that position. So, I mean, if Blazers get someone like Jalen Duren, that would be great. That's a really good pick for Portland. They need a big like that. But he's still like years away of development from that, and it's just like do you really want to do that when you could trade the pick? But again, the 7th pick in a trade doesn't really translate into anything super crazy to make Portland competitive. So it's a big cluster, for Portland, and I don't even know what's going to happen. So that's sort of my quick-ish take on Portland, but everyone else is looking good. I mean, the Pelicans get the 8th pick while also being a playoff team. That is absolutely amazing for them. I'm seeing them maybe getting like a Benedict Mathurin player who's just an absolute stud, a player that could even start for this franchise off the rip, putting CJ at his true position at the point guard position. You have Mathurin there at shooting guard next to another scoring lethal option, and Brandon Ingram. That could be a nice pickup. The Magic, of course, like I said, with the number 1 pick, they have a lot of options with Chet Holmgren, maybe taking the big home run swing on trying to get him, or maybe a safer pick in Jabari Smith Jr., or even sort of the X factor in Banchero, who, man, that guy could be a superstar player, like a star player, or just be a quality forward. He is the X factor. And then again, like guys like Shaedon Sharpe, who no one really knows about, and then you have Jaden Ivey, who is the streaky, dynamic scorer who shows flashes of like a John Morant type of player. Man, this draft is kind of everywhere. But again, will all these players live up to that hype? Definitely not. Just like any draft, it'll be 2 or 3 really good players, and then everyone else will be a role player. So I kind of have to filter out the good ones from the alright ones. And so far, I'm very excited. Yeah, I think the Magic, super excited about them. Anyone else? Really cool that the Thunder have 2 picks. They have 2 and 12, which, man, they could get again a Chet Holmgren, Banchero, Jabari Smith Jr., and then also have another quality guy in their lineup next season. I said this before, and I will continue to say this, are going to be the next surprise NBA team in the NBA, sort of like, again, a Cleveland Cavalier, Memphis Grizzly team, where they're going to be competing next season for 8th, 9th, maybe even 7th, maybe even climb up there a little bit more with a healthy SGA this season. I'll knock on wood, plus like an impact player, like again a Chet or a Banchero player, and then also another solid guy here, maybe a pickup in free agency there. I think the Thunder are going to be the next team to look out for sure. Yeah, I'm really excited. Definitely let me know down in the comments, maybe who you think is going to go number 1, who do you think the Magic should take, who do you think maybe your team should take, maybe who the Blazers should take, what the Blazers should do. I want to know your opinions mostly on this video down below in the draft lottery. The NBA draft, I think, isn't until June, so I'm going to be like not really talking about the draft after this video, because I will be doing a mock draft video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm super excited. Anyways, another current event, the conference finals. Yes, so yesterday was an interesting day for basketball with the Celtics and the Miami Heat facing off in Miami, and I low-key thought the Celtics kind of had this one in the bag going into halftime, obviously with a pretty comfortable lead, you could say, and you could just tell the offense of Miami was so, I don't want to say bad, they were struggling a lot. Jimmy Butler was really the only player that was really showing up in that game. defense, it wasn't anything super crazy. Celtics were definitely looking like, again, the super, on fire team that they have been all playoff long. And then halftime game, Celtics scored 14 points in the third quarter. 14 points in the entire third quarter. Wow, the Miami Heat scored 39. So that's what happened there. I kind of I didn't want to say I was kind of out of tune with the game, but I kind of had it on in the other room. And then I heard the run Miami was going on, and then I walk in, and then Miami's up by 10 points. I'm like, what the heck is happening? And then it grew and grew and grew. Celtics had a nice little comeback, you could say, finishing the game 107 to 118, 11-point loss. Not terrible, but still, man, that is, you guys were looking like on fire, and it just sort of fizzled out pretty quickly. Let's check out the stats. Tatum had 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and for me, Jaylen Brown, 24 points, 10 rebounds. That's really solid, but 7 for 17. And when he did score, he did not really do much until kind of in the fourth quarter. It was mostly just Jayson Tatum trying his best out there. But this is sort of like the worst case scenario for Boston. Obviously having Al Horford and also Marcus Smart out for the first game, maybe even game 2, I don't know, but this is definitely not looking good for Boston right now. This was a game they could have stolen with also having injuries on your team, and they let it get by them really fast. And then the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, 41 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Jimmy Butler looking like the best player in the East right now. I don't know. He is definitely playing like that. It's again 2020 Miami Heat time, and Jimmy Butler sort of revitalizing that role of, man, he is looking like an absolute star. Then, like I said before with the others, Bam Adebayo, 10 points on the game. Come on. PJ Tucker, 5 points. Victor Oladipo, 5 points. Caleb Martin, 5 points. Thank God for Tyler Hero having 18, and then Gabe Vincent, 17. He really picked it up during the half as well. So, big shout out to those guys, because, when Bam Adebayo has a 10-point game when he should be dominating in the paint, well, maybe not dominating, but definitely having at least his way, very rough to see for sure. So, not bad, not bad. And tonight, as you guys are watching this video, the Dallas Maverick Golden State Warrior game should be on, and of course, my pick, probably everyone's pick on the Warriors winning out on the series, but man, the only reason why I'm really saying that is because, of course, Golden State has always had good game plans around great stars. You can go back to obviously them having to guard and practice guarding LeBron James. I'm not comparing Luka to LeBron or even this team to that team back then in those days that were just unstoppable, but it's the same sort of concept on containing one star who's a great facilitator, who can score at will, who can dominate your smalls, who can post up, yada yada yada. And I think they're gonna have a good game plan on them. So I will say I will say Golden State probably wins this first game. We'll have to see the adjustments again Jason Kidd makes, and maybe the rest of the rest of the Mavericks team, sort of how that looks. But this would be the game that Dallas steals. I think this is the only game where you both don't know what the other are gonna do. This would be the game that the Dallas Mavericks hit first and hit hard. Game 2, I think, is also kind of a lock for the Golden State Warriors to win no matter what, because they will have time to adjust. It's also a home game, so that's why I'm kind of giving it to Golden State, because that game's a lock on game 2. Game 1, I will still say Golden State wins, but if there is a game to win for Dallas, it's this game, 100%, game number 1. And then when Dallas goes home, that is where it gets scary for the Warriors, because, man, they play really good in Dallas for some reason. I don't know why. They just play really good at home. They obviously have a good crowd, and, man, they are fiery over there right now, because Luka Madness is going crazy down there in Dallas. So they're gonna have a good crowd, good energy, good game plan from Jason Kidd. It's gonna be a rough time there for those 2 Dallas games, but I think game 1, game 2, I'm giving it to the Golden State Warriors. I could be wrong. I've been wrong this entire playoff run, but I'm gonna give it to them. Alright, lastly, this is actually obviously build your NBA team for $15, but this is a under 25 team. At the time they were under 25. I think this came out many months ago, so probably these players are older than that now, but It is a under 25 lineup, you could say. So for the $5 players, and again, if you don't know this, at least for this one, since they aren't categorized point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, centered, if you want Luka at the 1, Luka at the 2, Luka at the 3, you can do that. It's not categorized point guard, shooting guards, blah, 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 blah. You can have Luka anywhere you want. So with that being said, it's positionless, $15 for the $5 players. You have Luka Doncic, SGA, Jayson Tatum, Zion Williamson, Bam Adebayo. For the $4 players, you have Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Brandon Ingram, Miles Bridges, wow, and Jared Allen, that's his name. For the $3 players, you have John Morant, Tyler Hero, RJ Barrett, Evan Mobley, and DeAndre Ayton, who, yikes, that's also a topic I could have talked about. We'll save him for another time. He might not be there next season for sure. LaMelo Ball at the $2 player position alongside Desmond Bane, Scotty Barnes, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Robert Williams the third. $1 players, Darius Garland, that's a pretty good $1 player. Jordan Poole, you have OG Anunoby, John Collins, and Mitchell Robinson. For my first pick, I kind of already spoiled it. I'm going to go Luka Doncic. I think Luka, of course, even without even thinking about this playoff run is going on, you can definitely build a team around Luka and be 1,000% successful. It could be a bunch of high school players, and he will make them look like NBA role players for sure, for sure. I think Luka right now, even if I had the number 1 pick in the sort of redraft of the NBA, I think I would take, well, I don't know, Giannis, obviously. I don't know, Luka's definitely a top 3 pick for sure if you're sort of redrafting the entire NBA, going off of like skill set and age. He's perfect. Luka Doncic, my number 1 pick. $5 already spent. And then I think I'm gonna go, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go with one of the role guys that I think for sure has to be picked up, kind of underappreciated, $2. Scotty Barnes. Having obviously a defensive monster next to Luka Doncic is key, and obviously a player who can guard 1 through 5 in today's NBA, and Scotty Barnes, who can also still develop into a great player who can play now, be successful now. I think he averaged around 15 or 18 points per game. He's gonna average 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Like, he is the perfect sort of traditional nowadays NBA forward. Having him on the team, absolutely amazing. $2, almost have to pick him up. Now this is where it gets kind of iffy. Having a guard next to Luka, I think for sure Luka's going to be my point guard. I think he's going to be controlling the rock a lot, so I don't really need a point guard next to him. I think obviously having last $5. That's a total of $15. Jayson Tatum, my dynamic duo on my team is Luka and Jayson Tatum. I think that's pretty OP. I think that's pretty amazing. So you get a player who has great defensive capability, a player who can take over when Luka is cold or getting doubled, triple teamed. You have a player in Jayson Tatum who can take over when Luka's getting too much, and vice versa. So that's pretty sweet. So I have Luka at the 1 with $5, Desmond Bane at the 2 for $2, that's $7. At the 3, I have Jayson Tatum, which is $5, which is going to be $12. Then I have $2 for Scotty Barnes, which is going to be my power forward. And then Mitchell Robinson for $1. Not bad. I also thought about maybe doing like Luka at the 1, Poeltl at the 2, then Brandon Ingram at the 3, him sort of being like that secondary option next to Luka. 4 being Scotty, and then my 5 being Evan Mobley. Again, maybe a more well-rounded team, but again, Jayson Tatum having another star next to Luka, that is insanity. Can that be Ingram? But also having Evan Mobley at my 5, that'd be really cool, but I think star power is just more meaningful, so that's why I'm going to Jayson Tatum. Yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully this isn't too long of an episode. Definitely let me know, again, some more topics down in the comments below. What you guys think about the draft lottery, what you guys think about the NBA playoffs, and yeah, anything I need to improve on in this sort of series, again, let me know down in the comment. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, and I'll see you again in my next video very, 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 very soon. Alright, guys, bye.